Leslie, as I read through your post, I enjoyed the transparency that you demonstrated in saying, that you see this from two different aspects, that you look at it from within your own perspective, um, your own religious standpoint, and from a clinical perspective as well. And in that, I appreciate. Um, in the beginning of your post, you referenced John 10 and 10, where it says that the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. But I have come that they might have life and have life to the full, or life more abundantly. I do believe that in referencing this particular scripture that we have to look at what the true cause of these issues are. And as you said in the beginning, you said you believe that it is when an individual allows Satan to overshadows one's will and ability to hear from God. I believe also in part that the enemy does go to and fro seeking whom he may devour. And it's not necessarily a slow devour, but if we look at even Job in the Bible, God gave the enemy permission to try Job and to try him in ways that we couldn't think imaginable. But it was his trying. And I believe that when it comes to suicide, it is the enemy's trying. If he could get individuals to begin to doubt themselves, doubt the God that they serve, that then he can try to get them into a place where they know or where they feel that this would be their only option. I don't solely say that it is the hand of just one individual, but I do believe that the enemy tries his hardest to get people to doubt themselves, doubt the power of God. And if he can affect the mind, then he has affected the entire person. But looking at that and coupling that with the clinical aspect that you have outlined in your response, it says that there are contributing factors which are considered risk to maternal suicide in young girls and women. I do believe that those individuals who do not have the proper environment, which includes economic autonomy, a strong voice for women, women in leadership, women in the legal system, or even in politics, what reproductive rights, as our text tells us, what reproductive rights are available. I do believe that if there are individuals who live in a society where being a woman, being pregnant, even if it is as a result of a sexual assault, is looked down upon, frowned upon, even if it is done outside of marriage, or even in Pakistan, where they have their own ideation where women are to bear male children. And if they don't bear male children, then the opportunities for abortion are made available to them as soon as they are able to determine the sex. And women do not have as strong of a voice in Pakistan as they do here in the United States. So I do believe that honestly, these are factors that we have to take into consideration. And then looking at the economics, looking at the finances of it all, if we have families that are in low income, that are in the lower tier when it comes to income, and they cannot afford proper care, then we end up with more individuals who are at the bottom of the chain, who cannot find another possible way out. Just as I referenced earlier, they see that there is no other option, and that is not only because of the environment, but it's also because the enemy has beat them down to the point to where they believe in their mind that this is it. So I do believe that one step in the right direction is to properly survey these areas and see exactly what is going on and get a better picture of postpartum and pregnant suicide and women who are pregnant committing suicide, and what are the environmental factors, and what are the mental factors that are taking place in the lives of these women. And also, I mentioned before, another thing that can't be done is screening while these women are pregnant, mental health screening, not to see what mental health disparities the child might be born with, but to better provide help, better provide care for expecting mothers and mothers who have given birth postpartum.